Conspiracy theories have real-world negative consequences. And here's another example of one of those negative consequences. Right after the Super Bowl, at a sort of victory rally, there was a shooting. And it didn't take very long for the Kansas City shooting to become mixed in with the conspiracy theory lore. Let's turn on our laptop again. This is from, let's go ahead and turn this on. This is the Daily Mail. Conspiracy theorists make unhinged claim that Kansas City parade shooting that left one dead was part of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's plan to push support for Biden and gun control laws. Now you notice how gun control laws are now listed as part of this, right? Gun control laws were not part of the conspiracy theory last week. They were not. Okay, last week, before the Super Bowl, when all of these insane people were sitting around saying, hey, they're going to rig the Super Bowl so the Chiefs can win, gun control had absolutely nothing to do with that whatsoever. What they were claiming, the reason why it was happening, was because they said it was essentially a commercial for Joe Biden. Okay, that's what the claim was. The claim was that they were going to rig the Super Bowl, and then Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were going to run down on the field after they won, and then Kelce was going to bend to one knee and pull out a diamond ring and propose to Taylor Swift, and then Taylor Swift was going to take her t-shirt off and have a fucking vote for Joe Biden shirt on underneath. And that was the conspiracy. And that didn't happen. There's a gangland shooting, and now all of a sudden, now gun control gets involved in it. See how this shit evolves, folks? See how it, like, they just folded the news event straight into the conspiracy theory. But let's continue. Social media users are suggesting that the shooting was somehow part of a plan to boost support for Joe Biden and Democrats by the celebrity couple. It comes less than 24 hours after one person was killed and dozens injured in the horrific Valentine's Day shooting during what was supposed to be a celebration. Swift and Kelce have been the subject of a number of conspiracy theories in recent weeks from far-right Donald Trump supporting conservatives. Let's just read a little more of this. Shameless conspiracy theories have flooded the internet with unhinged speculation, including the Kansas City parade shooting with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's support for gun control laws. Social media users are suggesting that the shooting was somehow part of a plan to boost support for Joe Biden and the Democrats by the celebrity couple. Less than 24 hours after one person was killed and dozens more injured in the horrific Valentine's Day shooting during what was supposed to be a celebration, several widely shared posts have been made the bizarre connection. Okay, now please remember that, folks. Please remember this was the conspiracy theory, that it was supposed to boost Joe Biden. It originally had nothing to do whatsoever with gun control. Let's scroll down to some of the actual, because they did the work for us, and they have some of the posts here. This is from someone named One Enzimer O'Cool. Okay, whoever that is. Who else finds it odd that a shooting at a KC Champions parade happened suddenly and now we have Travis Kelce talking about gun control? Oh, that's right, he's dating anti-gun activist Taylor Swift. I find it funny when the Democrats are in charge we have more shootings in this country. Is Taylor Swift an anti-gun activist? No. Not that I could find. Not that I could see. She wasn't. She's an LGBTQ rights activist. Is she an anti-gun? I mean, maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. But it kind of seems to me that this dude just made that up. Please remember, conspiracy theorists don't actually need proof. You don't need a proof of anything for a conspiracy theory, right? Because if you had proof, it wouldn't be a theory. It'd be a fact. No, conspiracy theories are made up bullshit, taken from the smallest of perceived connections. And they'll take the littlest little bit of minutia that even looks like it supports them in the smallest way and call that proof. All right, so let's just remember that. Let's see, Isaiah L. Carter hates filthy statists. I wonder what his politics are. This mass shooting at a Kansas City Super Bowl parade seems like a perfect pretext for an impassioned gun control plea from Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, just saying. Perfect. So did they actually have a gun control plea? No, he's just speculating that they will. Right? That becomes proof. See, in conspiracy theory circles, speculation is the exact same thing as proof. Okay? You'll get guys saying, oh, maybe this happened, and then in the exact same thread, you'll get another guy saying, see, we know that this happened. And it's like, no. Speculation is not proof, you fucking imbeciles. Another one from Mr. Isaiah L. Carter. The vertically integrated messaging apparatus is heating up. That Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and Passion Gun Control video is coming, and soon. I mean, did they make a gun control video? Now, if they did, wouldn't it be appropriate to do so, seeing how someone was murdered at one of their events? Wouldn't that be the best thing to actually do? If you were the Kansas City Chiefs and somebody was shot going to one of your events, don't you think you should make a video saying, hey, why don't we do something about people getting shot in mass shootings? Don't you think that would be appropriate for them to do? And wouldn't you want to get the most popular guy on your team, the one who's dating the most popular fucking music recording artist currently alive, to make that thing? Don't you want to get the person who, like, the most people know about in order to, like, push your message? But no, it becomes a conspiracy. It's almost like, I mean, I bet you $1 million this guy Isaiah L. Carter probably thinks this was a false flag. Probably thinks nobody was actually really hurt, or the person who is dead was like a fucking crisis actor or something. It's basically fucking Sandy Hook all over again. Ridiculous. Moving on. David Heron. The people were detained after a mass shooting at the parade celebrating Kansas City Super Bowl win. Has anybody looked into any connection to the pre-Super Bowl radicalization regarding Taylor Swift and how Deep State supposedly rigging the game? If they actually rigged the Super Bowl to support Joe Biden, wouldn't that look bad to then have somebody die in a mass shooting? After that, wouldn't you then support death with Joe Biden and not want to vote for him? See, it doesn't make it. Like, if you just think about it, for 2.5 nanoseconds, it doesn't make sense. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Another one from Lania Vids. Kansas City Chiefs Parade Shooting Predictive Programming 101. Am I being a conspiracy theorist, or days before the shooting at the Chiefs Parade, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, said this, which I posted a day prior to the shooting? You are being a conspiracy theorist. You are, because him saying this has nothing to do with some people getting shot at a rally that he wasn't even at. By the way, the suspects in the rally were basically gang members. They think that this was gang related, but a lot of the actual motives and shit have not been released. And for good reason, because, you know, since everything is fucking political nowadays, they don't want to, like, release the stuff in order to inflame people more. That's why we're not finding out about all these the motives and the names of these shooters and that kind of thing, right? Because they know people are going to flip out and it's going to cause all kinds of ridiculous hate crime and shit. So that's why they didn't put their names up. But it looks like it was a gang related thing. It's got nothing to do with politics at all whatsoever. But these motherfuckers make it about politics. Predictive programming, by the way, folks, is basically what they used to call psyops. Every time you hear psyop now, they used to call that predictive programming. Right. The idea being that it's sort of like brainwashing in popular media. Like, say, for example, the conspiracy theorists who believe that aliens are being covered up by the government will look at every sci-fi movie out there that has anything to do with aliens and say that's predictive programming. Oh, they're just releasing this stuff via pop culture in order to get the society ready for when they're going to actually reveal the truth about aliens. Shit like that, right? You know, the idea that somebody in Hollywood knows the truth about this conspiracy and is putting hints inside of movies and TV shows and music and stuff in order to, like, subconsciously train the public for when they release the truth. That's what predictive programming is. So that's what they used to call psyop. So that's ridiculous fucking bullshit there. And here's the thing. If you thought that this was all, like, funny and that nobody would actually believe it, it didn't take long for it to catch on. Here's another one that I found from Reddit. Anthony Cumia. Until America starts doing something about violent, N-word culture, this will continue. This was gang-related shit. No one wants to address this problem. Confront blacks on this garbage. Don't take their bullshit excuses. This is Anthony Cumia of Opie and Anthony fame, just leaning into the racism of it all. See, if you ever wondered why they didn't, like I just said, like why they didn't release the details of the actual suspects in this shooting, it's because of stuff like this. It's because insane, right-wing, crazy white supremacists are going to spread hate and fear over it. One more of these here. This is another one I found from Reddit. Kansas City shooting was a psyop, with all of the weird 3 connectors. This clearly was another psyop. They were trying to create as much chaos and divide as possible by getting crazy with all the rituals taking place. Now, I was going to watch this video, but it's too long. It's like 11 minutes, and it basically gets into a bunch of crazy shit having to do with the Illuminati and the number 33 and all this other stuff. Apparently, the number 33 is a really big thing when it comes to Freemasonry or whatever. At least they say it is, and blah, 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 blah. It's more insane, paranoid rambling that if you want to check out on your own, please go ahead. You can see the link to it right there. Be my guest. I'm not going to do that this time because I got other shit I want to talk about. But it just really gets me, folks. It's just, I think this is a prime example of how conspiracy theories develop, right? And how they're adaptive. We just got through basically 2 weeks of all of the conspiracy theorists going crazy, saying that the Super Bowl is going to be rigged, and it was one specific conspiracy. You know, it's going to be rigged in favor of Joe Biden and the Democrats, blah, blah, blah. So Taylor Swift can get up and give a pro-democratic message and all this other shit. That didn't happen. But then something else happens. There's a shooting, a mass shooting where a person gets killed, and that just gets folded right into the conspiracy theory. Gets folded right into it, and then they pretend like they were talking about that all along. Now, if you were to actually go to any of these people who actually believe this shit, none of them are going to talk about how it was like, oh, we thought it was a commercial for Joe Biden, and they're all going to talk about how this was all a psyop in order to talk about gun control. You see how this shit develops, folks? You see how it evolves? It's basically any kind of event that happens in the news just gets folded into the mythology. It's like we're watching a religion develop in real time. That's what it is. Because that's, like, once again, that's where all of this shit comes from. That's where all of these ridiculous conspiracy theories come from. They come from Christians. They come from religious people. And if you look at other parts of the world where other religions are more prevalent than Christianity, like in the Middle East and India, conspiracy theories come from the dominant religions in those countries too. That's where all of this shit comes from, because that's basically what conspiracy theories are. They're a modern day religion. So please don't believe any of them. Right? When your friend or your family or the guy at work or whatever gets up and starts talking about Freemasons and predictive programming and fucking CIA psyops and all of this other bullshit baloney, just nod and agree, subtly suggest that they should get some professional help, and don't fall for it.
Hello folks, if you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my Etsy shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.